a minute. All right, next up, we've got Jeff Linihan of Traaqr. We do better than that.
Good morning. Every day, customers interact with brands across multiple communications channels. These interactions, they often start online, but then they move offline, say over the telephone, for example. And while this is convenient for the customer, it's less than ideal for the brands with which they interact. Cross-channel data attribution is quite simply broken, and customers suffer a less than ideal experience. And this is particularly problematic for digital agencies because they lack the insights they need to properly and effectively plan and optimize campaigns. And internal marketing departments, they can't test different strategies because they just don't know which online activities are driving the best ROI. I'm Jeff Linihan, co-founder of Traaqr, and we've created the first universally affordable, fully automated platform to connect the online to offline customer journey while delivering marketing attribution, analytics, and ad optimization, all to increase sales. Initially, we connect this online to offline journey in a way that's completely seamless to the customer. They just pick up the phone and they call. Completely seamless to the sales department. They simply answer that call and then utilize their CRM platform. And seamless to marketing. Ad platforms like Google AdWords, they get automatic offline conversion uploads. Traaqr natively connects with leading advertising platforms, CRMs, marketing automation, and web analytics tools to create a 360-degree data platform and stay ahead of the competition. In this approach, it quite simply works. Before launching publicly, Traaqr connected over 90,000 calls, optimized over $900,000 in AdWords spend, and tracked over $3 million in revenue, all while reducing ad spend by 34% and increasing revenue more than 50% for our MVP client. And while we offer enterprise-grade features, we do so to all companies of all sizes because of our affordable, SaaS-based pricing model. With a solid business model, comprehensive IP portfolio, and key distribution partnerships, Traaqr can go from $1 million in 2018 to over $50 million in revenue in 2022. This includes both our SaaS subscriptions as well as the introduction in 2019 of our AI-powered cross-channel optimization tools. Our founding team has experience in SaaS startups, enterprise sales, channel development, and capital formation. In fact, Brian and I started working together over 10 years ago in the agency space, and we founded our first SaaS business over 5 years ago. And RJ brings his extensive Zillow Group experience to bear. With a fragmented market that's ripe for disruption, a business model and platform that can dominate, and a team that's built to win, we're ready to rock and roll. Thank you.
Thanks. I'll be honest, I'm a little unclear on the business model. Can you walk us through kind of a case study end to end?
Sure. So, can you hear me? There you go. Say for example, you go to Google because you're looking to make a purchase of a new automobile, or you want to buy life insurance, and you click on an ad. That ad will take you to a landing page or a website, and what we do is we drop a dynamic phone number into that landing page or that website, and we do that at a unique visitor level. So we do that for every visitor that comes to the website, every unique visitor, and then when the customer calls, what happens on the agent end is they simply answer that call, but actually before they answer the call, we provide all of that information by API into the CRM so that they have a complete profile of what that customer's journey looked like before they picked up the phone. Because the problem is that when you do that transaction online, that data flow is continuous and you have access to all that data. But when that customer picks up the phone, all of a sudden you break that chain of custody on that data. So the agent on the other end has no idea if that person is wanting to buy life insurance or wanting to buy a new car. So now they have insight into what that customer's journey is. And then what we do is we also know, because we tie into the CRM system, we know when that sale actually occurs and the value of that sale. We take that data and we can feed it back to the ad platforms like Google AdWords so that they know how to deliver us better audiences and better clicks.
Could you
talk a little bit more about on the sales strategy? You know, I've seen a number of SaaS businesses come along, and you know, particularly those targeting SMB, where it's a lot of work, kind of pounding the pavement and knocking on doors to get folks to buy. So I guess that versus, you know, maybe more of the larger enterprises that might build something like this in house.
Sure. So in our last SaaS startup, it was a pure enterprise play. We spent a lot of money in 4 years to get our first customer, so we're taking a different approach this time around. We're heavily focused on channels, predominantly digital agencies. So we're working with digital agencies who've got, you know, tens or hundreds or thousands of clients that they can pass that along to, and that's our initial focus now. We will certainly take enterprise opportunities as they come, but initially we're not focused on outbound efforts for large enterprises.
Can you mention some of the digital agencies you're working with?
Sure. So, you know, by way of example, we're in the process of onboarding with a large agency called Wonderman. But we also work with a lot of smaller local digital shops who do back end for large agencies.
How do you think about the product roadmap going forward? I mean, clearly this is a compelling use case for your type of technology. How do you think about expanding beyond this initial product?
Sure. So we've got a couple of things that we've actually filed some IP around that are coming down. The first is the cross-channel optimization piece I mentioned, where we'll be using AI to actually set it up so that you can move your budget in real time dynamically across all your different channels. So rather than having to look at a report about what worked last month and saying this is how I'm going to allocate my budget moving forward, because we have access to that granular data, we'll be able to take that, feed that into our platform, and then we'll be able to actually move within parameters that you set as an advertiser, move budget in real time across, you know, from Facebook to Google or whatever. So that's one piece. We're also introducing a piece, because we have insight into what that customer journey looked like before they picked up the phone. We're introducing a piece that, with that customer's permission, when they call, we'll be able to dynamically and in real time, without asking them questions or going through an IVR system, route their call to the appropriate place. Because we know what their customer journey looked like. We know with a high degree of likelihood what it is that they're calling about, so we can then route that call without them going through your traditional IVR system. So those are a couple of use cases that we have in the future.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. We got to move on. Thank you. Appreciate it.